You've been covering everything that's been going on with the school board meetings. We talked about the one that took place last night. There's another one that's going to be next week. This was from last night. This is a parent. You had this up on Daily Caller. One of the parents, just to set it up for our viewers, who had a student who was shot and injured in the shooting that took place at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Well, she spoke at the school board meeting last night, and she called out the principal. She called out a number of school officials. She said that she has not heard from these individuals. She's heard from the president and everyone else. This is what she had to say.
The complete lack of communication from the district is why I am here today. If anyone had reached out to my son who was injured and witnessed these murders, I could be here supporting the district instead of criticizing. If anyone had the wherewithal to give the most affected some guidance or some reassurance on navigating the transition back to school, I would be here supporting you and not criticizing. If the school board and the district focused on actually governing rather than politicking after this tragedy, I would be here supporting you, not being angry and critical. Is a meeting with the students and the parents of some of the most affected survivors too much to ask? Is some guidance on how the students to return to their classrooms after seeing their classmates murdered too much to ask? How about letting the students know when their teacher isn't able to return to the class? This district should really be embarrassed by these failures. Even the President of the United States, the First Lady, the Governor, the Attorney General, the Chief of Staff, and a Senator had the time to hug my son, but not my school district and not my son's principal. We can all agree that the district communication with the victims' families at MSD was a complete management breakdown.
Unbelievable. I mean, this breaks my heart. This mother's trying so hard to figure out. She's trying to get some clarity on how to navigate all of this with the school. And she says that the school has not been supportive. She mentioned security issues as well. Carrie, it seems that there are a lot more parents than not who have the same feeling. And she brings up a really good point. I mean, the school, we had this town hall, the town hall at CNN. There were all these press conferences. There were these photo ops. There were rallies and everything else, while there were kids still in the hospital.
That's right, Dana. There were a number of students, as this woman pointed out. Her name is Lisa Olsen. She is the mother of William Olsen. He was shot in both arms. And as you just heard, she says that the school district, nobody on the school district reached out to her, or apparently other parents who had children who were shot. And this is really disturbing, because the only student that we knew of who was injured, who was really out there, who really had a name out there, was Samantha Fuentes. Now, we know about her because she was part of the March for Our Lives. She was horribly injured, but we know about her because she was part of the really gun control push. She's close, of course, with David Hogg, with Cameron Kasky, but once again, she was just one student that we know about. There were several others, and at this point, we have to find out, why is it that it seems like these other parents of these injured students appear to be gagged? If that's true, then that's a real issue.